Hey guys, welcome to SFJ Gaming. I know it's been a while since I posted a video, and that's mainly because of education. But I really want to talk about one thing in particular, and that is Diablo 3 and Call of Duty. While these two games are really popular, really interesting, I want to talk about why those games are going downhill. While the ratings definitely seem like they're going up, Diablo 2's ratings are definitely going down, and you can definitely see that in the amount of hours played. Call of Duty also has this experience from first launch, which is expected. However, in the downward spiral, it is seen that Call of Duty has been lacking innovation. That's what these games are lacking, innovation. They need new, fresh ideas, and they need possibilities. Games that involve multiplayer, the key is more, and more. I can't emphasize that enough. Gamers do not want simple, easy walkthrough games. While easy for a storyline, maybe some people will go with easy. However, they want diversity, they want possibilities. We're going to be talking about the Black Ops 2 multiplayer first, not the single player. The single player definitely has that easy aspect, definitely has the possibilities, definitely carries along the message very well. However, the multiplayer fails miserably when it comes to keeping a gamer hooked long term. While Call of Duty has definitely innovated the system by allowing friends and co-workers to play much more easily over a long distance, and really revolutionizing a party system of an online game on a console, it lacks the innovation that we haven't seen since Modern Warfare 2. If you pop in Modern Warfare 2, there are a lot of things wrong with the intermechanics and the physics of the game and glitches, but where Black Ops 2 has that fixed, it lacks the weapon diversity and weapon choices. And a really interesting point on this is the camos. When you pick a weapon, everyone urges to get that diamond, that rare, to have diamond camos for a specific class. But in order to do that, you need to get all those headshots or whatever and complete all these challenges. That is great to keep a gamer interested, but over time, that is going to fall apart. It will always fall apart. So how do we keep a gamer interested? We keep adding on more. We keep adding on more. We keep adding on more. Well, that's what the map packs are for. And we first saw this the weapon DLC, which is not going to be in the second one, which makes me want to punch them in the face. But I understand that is quite a bit of work. But I want to say this. You guys are whores for putting in weapons in the single player that are very easily transferable to the multiplayer. As a computer programmer, I know that you can just simply copy over that object with little effort, depending on how it's programmed. If it's programmed a certain way, it may be locked in that position. It may take up more room to completely reverse engineer it. But if you guys did things properly and correctly, it would be very simple just to copy over that weapon or link to that weapon in the single player, so it would still have all the animation, still have all this, all that, and be awesome as a weapon. I'm sure you would have to add on maybe a few attachments, but then in multiplayer, a simple programming aspect is you just add a little simple true statement kind of thing, a little bit more complicated than that, and it says, oh, if you're playing multiplayer, all these new things become available for you for that weapon, which is really simple, wouldn't take that much work, and you could put that in a map pack. Next thing I want to talk about is Diablo 3. While Diablo 3 has definitely gone downhill in a while, the main problem Diablo 3 has is everyone compares it to Diablo 2. Unlike Call of Duty, which is always compared to the game before it, they have that year span wait time, which by the end of the year, the game has pretty much gone downhill. Everyone's getting bored of it. They want new maps. They want a whole new fresh start. And that's really great for Call of Duty because that is perfect for innovation and changing the game mode over in that time span. Where Diablo 3 will be around much longer than that year. However, they may release an expansion pack or this. Diablo 3's main issue is its lack in diversity and skill sets. Comparing it to Diablo 2, everyone will say, why was Diablo 2 more fun? I had more possibilities with the skills. But did you really have more possibility with the skills? I mean, considering there were hammered-in builds, all these other builds, you have more possibilities with that in Diablo 3. True. You have more possibilities in skill diversity in Diablo 3 than you did in Diablo 2 that were useful. However, Diablo 2 definitely had something new and innovative. That was the weapon choices. When weapons drop or items drop, I don't want to see whites. I don't want to see blues, mainly because they are at this point completely 100% useless. Unless you are normal, they are useless. Absolutely, they're not worth salvaging, they're not worth selling, they're not worth picking up. They have no use, so eliminating from the game. So how do we fix that? You give them the use. Allow whites to be socketable. Have them spawn with sockets, random sockets, making certain whites extremely rare. And then certain runes or items or combinations to put into them, like scrolls. You can add like scroll combos. You can enchant the items, and if you enchant them in a certain order, you get this awesome set piece. Or you can randomize that item to form a set piece, or something around those lines. That would increase the use for it for crafting, because now you can craft magical items using scrolls or something. Another aspect would be blues. Why are blues worthless? Well, why don't you have blues to have a rare, a special ability? Salvaging blues can give you scrolls. Very, very rare, but let's say 1 out of every 25 may give you a scroll. That will intrigue people to actually pick up the blues, and you can actually leave the drop rate the same, making items like yellows still feel valuable. However, yellows only feel valuable if you're not an Inferno, where the majority of the players are. This is because of Nephilim Valor, completely making that useless because the yellow drops so much, it's almost worthless to pick up, and its rarity to identify is almost making it not worth it. Unless it's like a level 63 one-hander, it's not worth picking up. This is a problem, because all those other yellows are worthless. So how do we fix this issue again? Make it interesting. You can eliminate the drop rate to 90%. So the only items that are actually going to be dropping are those rare, super good items. However, you can give them a spin-off, so they're not always good. But you can convert the 90% proportionally over. So because they're dropping 90% less, you can increase the item worth maybe by 50%. So the item has a better chance of having better stats, and they drop less, making the person feel like they picked up an item worth something. Well, legendaries too have this issue. The majority of legendaries are worthless, so make them better. Or lower the drop rate and get rid of those shit. Another thing to do is to up the drop rate. We can up the drop rate, and that would lower the prices on the auction house, making those items more available. But they already did that, so I'm not going to touch on that. The last thing I want to talk about is Diablo 3 again, is how do we increase the diversity again? I told you before, I can't emphasize this enough. More. We need more items. So introduce a new item class. Call them untouchables. Have them like a tannish acrylic color, or have them purple. There are so many different colors out there you can do. And have them called untouchables. Have them called forgottens. Items that have like super, super rare items that when a person finds, they're bound to the account, which means you can't sell them, you can't do anything like that, which makes them even more valuable towards the character and more independently reliable. So now you have this awesome item that you can only find, which means you cannot buy it off the auction house. You can't do that, which means the only way to get it is to play the game, making the game much, much more interesting than what it was before. And this gives people more new objectives, more things to do, more. If you keep simplifying things, you're going to end up coming around with more and more problems. On Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, they introduced all these different weapon classes. They were not balanced. The maps were actually pretty damn cool. The color palette was insane. The graphics were up to date. None of the other Call of Duties except Black Ops 2 have matched the graphics of Modern Warfare 2 since that time. And then just the possibilities of the multiplayer alone were entertaining. I mean, the game modes have been the same since Call of Duty 4. What the heck are you doing? And this is the main issue I've had with the games, and I really want to see them change this. Because if they did, it would be much more beneficial. And that's SFJ Gaming's rant for today. Have a good day.